Hi, and welcome to 2013. This is an exciting year for me. Joanna and I have decided to take a step back from the fast track real estate that we started back in the fall of 2010. We had a good time doing that, but my true passion is real estate, and I want to get back into the game of education. So this year I'm starting 2013 off by launching a brand new program. It's called 5 Homes to Freedom. And this is a program that I had the idea a few years back after mentoring one of my students, and just never really did anything with it. But my good friend Dave DeBow gave me a good swift kick in the butt and just told me, you got to get going and start marketing some of these programs that I have. So this is going to be the first program that we're putting together for the year 2013. It's brand new, and I'm actually traveling to Kelowna, or not to Kelowna, to Kamloops this weekend to do my first live presentation of the program to a group of 60 plus students of Dave's who are currently enrolled in his rent-to-own program. And I will be making a special offer to this group. And I got thinking to myself, well, I have a lot of friends, past students, people that I've sold properties to, people who want to get into the game of investing, and I need to share it with you first. And that's why I've created this video, and you get a very abbreviated version of the presentation. So I'm going to jump right into it and get going. I'm going to cut through a lot of the stuff that would be in my normal presentation. Like, you don't need to know who I am. You don't need to know my history. You know all about us, what we're doing, our real estate background, the fast track real estate background. You know all of that, so let's just cut through all of that. I also know that the majority of you are already active real estate investors, some way, shape, or form or another, and you understand the value of investing in real estate. So I'm going to skip over all of that information that I would normally present in my presentation so that people would understand the value of investing. You know that we are, the majority of people in Canada are facing a personal financial crisis when it comes time for retirement. And that's why you've taken action and got into the game of investing in real estate already in order to offset that financial crisis. So I commend you for doing that. And for some of you who are sitting on the sidelines, get off your butt, get back in the game, get out there, start going. Don't let anything stop you, okay? So let's jump right into this. This is the title, 5 Homes to Freedom. Here's my personal email. It's ken.beaton@arcarealestate.ca. And if after this presentation is over, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email me. That's the best way to get hold of me. Phoning me, I mean, you never know where I'm going to be, and I don't always take the calls when I'm on the road, but I always answer emails. So what is the program? Well, what happened was a few years back I mentored a student in Kelowna, and when I went out to meet the student, he had this idea. He was a developer. He's building homes in the in the 800 to 1.5 million dollar price range. Like, he's building high-end homes, and he had this building plan that he wanted to build an 8-plex, and he wanted to own it. And he had the land already picked out. So he's got the land, he's got the floor plans, the designs, he's got the approvals, but he couldn't figure out how to make the darn thing cash flow. So he thought he was doing something wrong. So I sat down with him and confirmed that, no, you're right, it's not going to cash flow. And the reason it's not going to cash flow in Canada is because of the cost of building materials and labor is so high that once you build a building like this, the market rents that you'd have to charge would be so far, or the rents that you'd have to charge would be so far above market rent, it's just not viable. So we came up with the idea that, well, what if we were to sell these 2 units? Condominiumize it or stratify it, whatever you want to call it. Sell those 2 units and keep the rest and apply the profits to the debt. Would it cash flow? Well, it was pretty darn close. It was almost cash flow neutral. So we said, all right, what happens if we were to sell number 3? Then it started to cash flow. It became cash flow positive. It was $100 for each of these units, which isn't too bad, because when I took the real estate courses, we were taught that the minimum threshold you should aim for is $75 per door. So it certainly exceeded the $75. So now he's getting $500 per month and he times 12 months is $6,000 per year. Now, I don't know what your goal is. Each of your goal is going to be a little bit different than my goal. So let's say, for example, I wanted to achieve a passive income of $6,000 per month. Well, I'd have to have 12 buildings like this, or I'd have to have, so we've got 5 units, I'd have to have 60 doors giving me $100 per month to achieve that $6,000. That's beyond most people's context to think that they could own 60 doors. Because what happens is most people will start investing in real estate. They'll get to, they'll buy a house, they'll buy a duplex, a triplex. Most people will cap out around 4, 6, 8 properties in that range. And then they start to hit this threshold personally where they can no longer qualify for mortgages, or they get frustrated with all the challenges of investing in real estate, and they just look at 60 doors as being way too far out there. There's no way we can make it, and they give up and they fall back into their old habits and move on. Well, I got thinking, so we came up with this strategy, and my student liked it. He moved forward. He has built the building. It's in the town of Salmon Arm in BC, and we went up and visited the property. But I got thinking afterwards, what would happen if we were to sell this one, sell them all but one, and apply the profits from all of these units directly to this one unit? Could we make it debt-free so that we don't owe any money on that property? And lo and behold, we could. So the mortgage on this unit would be approximately $1,100 per month, plus we've got that extra $100 profit, so we actually have $1,200 coming in now from that one unit. Multiply that by 12, now we have $14,400 positive income per year. Huge difference from that property, right? And here you've got 5 properties, you have 5 tenants, 5 headaches, as opposed to 1 tenant. So I got thinking, well, why don't we just own, how many, if I wanted to have $6,000, I need to own 5 properties, right? How hard can that be? And that was the reason for 5 Homes to Freedom. Okay, so that was the concept, and Dave, as I mentioned, kicked my butt and said, come on guy, you got a really good idea here. Why don't you put pen to paper and turn this into a really good program that would benefit everybody? So that's exactly what I've done. And here's an example of how it works. So here in Edmonton, you can buy a house, a suited house, for $300,000. Now, it's not a high-end house, it's a bungalow. It may or may not have a garage, and it may or may not be in a really great area of town, but it's a realistic property. You can buy higher-end properties, you'll get better rents, but this is just an example. So the income for this property, 2 suites, up and down, so $1,200 up, $800 down, $2,000 per month. Our expenses, we're going to have taxes, property taxes, we're going to have insurance, we'll have miscellaneous. We need a little bit of money set aside every month to pay for, painting, this and that. And then we have our debt. So our taxes are $200, insurance $100, miscellaneous $100, and our debt is $1,200. So all told, when you take away your expenses, you're left with $400 a month. Even just buying that house alone at $400 a month is better than what my student had before. So at $400 a month, how many properties you need if you want $6,000 a year? Well, I think it's 15 properties you would need. 15 properties or 30 tenants. Okay, so 15 houses. Well, even that's a little bit more realistic. But what happens if we apply the same concept with that apartment building? We pay all the, we can get the debt gone on this house. So what happens if we can figure out a way of eliminating the debt so it's zero? And that's going to increase this number to $1,600. And if we have $1,600, how many properties do we need? 4 to 5 houses. Again, it all depends on what what it is, you know, that you need. If you only need $3,000 a month passive income to supplement your retirement, then you're only going to need to have 2 houses free and clear. If you need if you want to have $10,000, then obviously you're going to need to have 7 or 8 houses. So it's a little bit unique and different for everybody, but in this case we've got it down to owning 4 to 5 houses. Now that has brought it back into most people's context. They can see themselves owning 4 to 5 houses, but how do we get the debt paid down to 0? That's the next challenge, right? Well, that's where the program comes into play. So that's the concept of 5 homes to freedom, but how do we achieve that zero debt, right? Well, I thought it can't be that hard to figure out, so I started doing the math, and I very quickly ran out of paper. So I got a big piece of paper and I put it across my entire wall of my office, and I started to lay out all of the steps, what happens. And you know, it's pretty simple, straightforward. If you can afford to buy a house, $300,000 house for cash, then you've got, you know, $1,600 positive income. Not too bad. It's not the best return on your investment, but we want to figure, most people don't have $300,000. Some people might have $50,000, $60,000 a year income that they could put towards their retirement, so they buy a house every year. Well, how does that play out? If you buy a house every year for 10 years and you own 10 homes, they still all have debt on it. But how about if we start paying off the debt and refinancing some of the homes, or selling some of the homes at different points in time? How will that impact the debt freedom? How will we be able to reduce the debt as quickly as possible? So at the end of 10 years, how many homes will we own free and clear? Well, I did the math on one, for example, and if you buy 1 home a year for 10 years, I think the results were you'd end up with 4 houses free and clear. That's one strategy. But the reality is there are so many different strategies because there are so many different variables. What if you are, you're in a rent-to-own business and you're collecting chunks of money all the time, which is active income? You have to do something with that money in order to create passive income. So if you can, if you buy 1 house and you apply all of the income towards reducing the debt, that's fine. But then every deal that you do, you can apply whatever that chunk of money is towards it. Well, how quickly can you pay that house off? And if you've got 2 or 3 other homes, which house should you pay it off against first? So it's not quite as simple as one thinks to figure out how, the concept is simple, but to figure out the math and as how quickly you can pay it off and what strategy is best going to work for you is not very simple at all. So what I did was I hired an actuarialist. That's a person who is extremely smart with numbers and formulas and projections, and they helped create an Excel worksheet for me that will help you determine what's the best strategy to work. Okay, so that's the program in a nutshell. What I want to do with you here now is just share with you what's included in the program. The program is going to have 7 webinars. And in those 7 webinars, we're going to share a minimum of 5 different strategies. Now, as I mentioned, the number of strategies that are out there are endless because it all depends on the person's individual needs, wants, desires, what resources they have. So we have to come up with 5 typical strategies that we can apply, and it's going to be a minimum. We're also going to have a free weekend event. Boot camp, whatever you want to call it, and that free weekend event will be in July. That's what we're aiming for, and I would strongly encourage you to come out to that event, and you can also bring a guest for free. I would suggest it be your spouse. You want your spouse on board with whatever you're doing in the world of investing. If you don't have a spouse or your spouse doesn't want to participate, then bring your business partner or a close friend, somebody you want to share this concept and this idea with. You come out to the weekend event. It's almost like a mastermind group. We'll definitely go over the strategies. There'll be lots to learn, but most importantly is meeting the other people in that room, because there may be other joint venture partners, who knows. But what happens in an environment like that, when you share your challenges, then as a group we can come up with a strategy that would work for you. And it may not be you that's sharing this information, somebody else is, but you say, ah, I could apply that to mine as well. So it's a great environment to network and strategize. We also do recordings of everything. So we will provide you, you'll have access to a dedicated website. And this website will have all of the webinars. We'll create a chat room as well so people can throw ideas out there. But we'll record the webinars. They will be there. We'll record the weekend event. So we'll put that on DVDs for you. We'll also put it on CDs so that you can have just the audio. And then we will transcribe it and we'll have it in writing as well. So it doesn't matter what style of learning you learn best, we will have the medium for you. And we'll also have a workbook for the weekend. And one of the most valuable elements of this, I believe anyways, is on the last webinar, what you're going to be given is a worksheet. And this worksheet is going to be unique for you. So you'll fill out this worksheet with as much detail as possible. You're going to give me all the sources of income. You're going to give me a list of all the people you think that may be joint venture partners. You're going to give me everything. You're going to give me what your goals are, what your time frame is, every aspect of information that you think is relevant to you achieving your goal of 5 homes to freedom. You're going to send that in to me and I will review it. And then we're going to set up a time where we have a one-on-one chat and we're going to strategize just for you, specifically for you, and come up with a plan that you can start to implement that day. Okay? So you all also have that one-on-one. And then most importantly, the Excel program. And I know my good friend Dave, who many of you know, he's always joking and teasing me about my desire to analyze properties, but I mean, it's crucial. You have to understand how to analyze properties, right? Well, it's equally important here. You have to understand what's the outcome. If you just start buying properties and just start putting the debt down, you have no idea what is the most effective way of doing it. You have no idea how long it's going to take. You have no idea what the outcomes are going to be. Is that going to fit and work in your plan? So this Excel spreadsheet is actually very important to the success of the program. So this is what's included in the course. The first webinar starts February 6th or 7th. It's a Thursday night. And we'll go every Thursday for 7 consecutive weeks. And then we will set up a free weekend, a date for the free weekend. It'll be in July. We don't know the location of that yet. And you're able to attend this free weekend event as many times as you want as well. So if we happen to hold 2 free weekend events this year, you know, we might have one in the east and one in the west, you're welcome to come to both. We'll have another one in 2014. You're welcome to reattend that one as well. So that's the course content. So you now know the concept. You now know the content. So what's the price, right? Well, once we have the website created for this, the web price is going to be $19.97 plus tax. And I think you'll agree that $19.97, or just shy of $2,000, it is a very reasonable price to pay for something as powerful as this that will help you retire with as few as 5 homes. Even 2 homes, if you can figure out how to acquire 2 homes free and clear as quickly as possible. Having 2 homes giving you $3,000 a month passive income, wow, you know, what an impact that can have on your life right now. So that's the regular price. But as you know, when you come to events, and although this isn't an event, when you come to events, we have event pricing. And the reason we have event pricing is because people are there listening to the presentation. We always reward people for taking action now, okay? Not later, now. So to encourage people to take action now, we always give them a discount. And in this particular case, it's $14.97. which is a 25% discount. And I think you would agree that $14.97 for all of that information I just shared with you is really a steal. Now, what I want to do for you though, is I want to do one better. And this is what I'm going to do on Sunday. And when I realized this yesterday, as I'm putting my presentation together and getting ready to, I'm practicing the presentation and getting ready to do it on Sunday, I thought, hang on, I've got a lot of people already that I can share this, and I should share this with first. And I want to share it with my friends. So that's why I'm creating this video here in my basement. And it's a very professional, high quality video, as you can tell. But I wanted to share this with you and get it out to you as quickly as possible. So please consider what I'm about to share with you, and if it doesn't work for you, that's great, not a problem, no issues. Maybe you know somebody else, get it to them ASAP, because it's time limited, okay? So what we have is a beta price. Now what the heck is a beta price? The beta price is, because this is a brand new program, I've got all the content created, but now I have to share it with people. And I have to create the weekend event, and I have to record the weekend event, I have to record the webinars and put it all out there. I need people to participate in this program with me in the beta version so that I can create the final product. Okay, so the beta pricing is going to be for 20 people only. I need 20 people to go through the program with me initially. And what I'm going to do to encourage people to take action as quickly as possible, I'm going to give that to them for $997, taxes in. That works out to be about $886 or $66 plus tax. But bottom line, for less than $1,000 taxes in, you can enroll in this program today. And if you do it before Sunday and you email me at the website that I gave you at the beginning of this video, which is ken.beaton@arcarealestate.ca, email me that you are interested in this program. What I will do is I will email you our application form. You complete the application form, and right here it says online price $19.97. That's this one up here. What I want you to do in the space below that is write in beta price $9.97, taxes included, and then fill out the personal information below. Make sure you take your time, print nice and clearly so we can read everything. Don't forget all the details, if it's Visa or MasterCard. The CSV number, that's the 3-digit number on the back of your card. We have to have that as well. And it's 100% guaranteed, so there's no fear. Sign up, and if for any reason you're not happy with the product, you want your money back, by all means, you'll get your money back. That's always the way it's been with us at Fast Track and the programs that Dave and I have done in the past. So that's the program in a nutshell. Only 2 things I ask of you if you decide to become one of the 20 people in the beta group. First of all, you have to give us permission to share the content. So when we record the DVDs at the events, at the live events, we're going to be sharing those DVDs with other students in the future. So you have to give us permission to share that. Also, we need testimonials. I think that you would agree that the concept of this program is fantastic. It's a great idea. We need to get this idea out to as many people as possible. The price point, well, the price point is cheap. When you think of the outcome, what it can provide you, the price point is dirt cheap. So the price shouldn't be an issue, but it's always value. People always want to know, is it of any value? So what I need from you, as you complete the program, is I need your testimonials. I would like to have some live video testimonials and some written testimonials about what you think of the program and why it's so important for other people. All right, so that's all I have for you today. Again, I'm really pumped about it. I'm excited about 2013. This is the first of 5 products that we're putting together. This is the new one. We're also putting together the other programs that we have run in the past, like the Real Estate Beginners Boot Camp. That's going to be coming out in the near future. It'll be the same format as what I just went through with the 5 Homes to Freedom. And we're also, Joanne's very excited. She's going to be doing a property management in a box program. Same concept. We'll have the webinars, we'll have the weekend event, and you'll have all the material. And then the creative boot camp, creative real estate boot camp, and also the multi-investing boot camp. We're going to put all of these individual programs into a program just like these so that you have access to them for yourself or your friends. So I look forward to sharing that with you as well. And I hope that 2013 is going to be a fantastic year for you. I know it's going to be for us, and we're extremely excited, and look forward to talking to you and seeing you again soon. Take care.